You cannot have secret friends in the marriage. You can't have a friend that this is a hidden friend.
Yeah.
This is a hidden friend. A friend who your partner cannot know or your partner is not comfortable with, that friend is not worth the marriage.
Wow.
And that's a mistake couples make. And if they're your friend, they'll tell you, by the way, I'm not married to you.
Yeah.
And this is where we bring in the other dynamo of friends of the opposite sex.
Wow. As you're in the marriage, as you've made that commitment, be very aware that not all your single friends understand what has happened in your life. And not all of them will be happy and celebrate. You know, they'll come to the wedding, they'll hug you, give you gifts.
As you said, there are those who are single, who are not married. And so you're a married woman or you're a married man, and I'm hanging out with single guys.
Yeah.
There's a problem. The problem is not because they're single. Their problem is that if I'm not grounded that I'm married, then they're going to drag me back to bachelorhood.
Yeah.
Then now we have got our friends who are married, but their marriages are not working. Or they got married because you married the person they wanted to marry. Yes, I've said it.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
I have a question for you.
7 marks.
Is it okay for my friend to have your number and to call you?
Hello, Mrs. Salamba.
How are you doing today?
I'm very fine.
It's always a good time and never a dull moment. I'm excited.
Me too.
Yeah?
Yes.
What are we discussing today?
Something good.
Always good.
We are doing, I think, a continuation
Yeah.
of where we left off last week. Last week we did something very borderline scandalous. Because you talk about in-laws, of course.
Yeah.
So it was borderline scandalous because I know that it was a very sensitive topic. I think when you finished, even you were saying we didn't cover everything because you're still looking at third-party relationships, and this is the second part of third-party relationships. There's a lot of wisdom that I think we were able to share last week.
Yeah.
Talking about in-laws and families and all those things. But I'm thinking third-party. Yeah, let's throw in a few things inside there. Friends.
Friends. Yes. Friends can be interesting third parties to a marriage.
Interesting is the keyword.
Interesting is the keyword. I'm trying to look into our marriage and see how we've maneuvered friends and how we've been able to build boundaries and kind of like close off the marriage in a respectful way, in a way that just keeps the sanctity and the confidentiality of the marriage. Even when we have, friends that we've grown up with, friends who've seen us through different seasons, friends who maybe think they know us better than our spouses do.
And friends want to kill us.
And friends are frenemies, yes.
Okay.
Those are haters, those are not even
Yeah,
friends.
they're friends. They're also friends. They're always there. They're always there.
In the mix, they're in
They're
the pot.
always there. Yeah.
Yeah, so for me in our marriage, I feel like we started off quite well, and I think we've maintained a healthy boundary, even when our friends have been involved. But we've seen through our engagements with other couples and other people who we've journeyed with that it's not always a clear-cut process. It's not always a clear-cut walk. And from the few experiences or many experiences that we've come across when marriages are faced with this issue of friends, for me, I kind of feel like men struggle a little bit more than the women, from my perspective, in the sense that now you're married, you've had your boys with you for donkey years, and now all of a sudden, the wife is demanding more time. All that good time that you spent while you were courting, we still want to continue in that same, momentum in the marriage. And for some men, I think like it's a bit difficult to make that crossover. There's the issue of I'm just hanging out with the boys. I want to go play golf with the boys. I want to go watch sports with my boys. Why do we have to spend all this time together. So it's interesting for us also to look at friends as those third party, factors or influences that can really grow the marriage or make it fail. What do you think? Do men have a bigger problem?
I think it depends. It depends on many things. Because in our marriage, for example, I think you have been more closer. I think have had more activities to go for. Have hung out more with your friends than I think I have. I think from where I'm sitting, I'm thinking that yes, at times, men can struggle with it, but I think from where I'm sitting, I think objectively I can say it depends on how the marriage is structured. Because also I've had marriages, I've had couples where guys go like, you know what, my spouse, maybe a guy saying, my wife is saying that, her friends are part and parcel of her life and she can't leave her friends. So I think it's a very subjective thing. The only problem is that the way male friendships tend to impact a marriage are different from how female friendships impact.
Really?
Because male friendships have got a level of, when they choose to be destructive, they can be destructive friendships. Male friendships are weird because men, as much as we grow and we say all these things, men were very strange. Men at 50 can still get into trouble as they did when they're 22. You see? And so male friendships always create a room that they can be what? I'm trying to look for good words. But male friendships can be very productive or very destructive. Because we can be a group of 5 guys or 6 guys who grow up together. One of us is married, or all of us are married. One is divorced. Or maybe one is having a side chick. One is drinks, goes home, whatever they wanted to go home. Another one does it. All those come into a pot, and men are easily influenced by that, which in turn creates a level of influence and fear into the marriage. With ladies, I think it becomes different because ladies tend to try and maintain friendships between as they grow. The danger of lady friendships, again, my experience in marriage, kind of thing I've seen, is when you find a lady has taken friends, maybe she's married, and she has surrounded herself with single friends. Now ladies. There we have a different animal altogether that can't be tamed. So I think it's a very subjective thing. But where I'd like us to start, and I'd like just to throw this in, we start from that place first. What are the decisions that we made when we were starting off but made it easy for us to be like, okay, fine, we are friends, yes, but this is where we are kind of going to draw the line. Because friends can at times affect the flow of our marriage. Friends at times can come over, and it's a very weird thing. My mind is boiling with a few points. But what are some of the primary decisions that you made as a person?
To be honest, I don't think...
You didn't make any?
I don't think I was consciously thinking and making decisions about my friends. I think, first of all, we lived quite far. Remember when we initially got married? We lived quite far.
Oh, very far, but
and the situation was the situation.
We're also far from money. So,
so it was tricky for me to, keep up with all the hangouts and, appear for all the events. And so slowly and slowly I was invited less. Slowly and slowly it's like the friendships were there, but not really as solidified as they were before we got married. So I think the situation kind of shaped itself for me. I don't consciously remember making decisions about my friend and saying, this is the boundary and you cannot cross it. But I'm naturally a very private person. Yes. I don't know if through the years I've kind of grown. I think my wisdom has grown more from walls to more healthy boundaries.
Yes.
So
That is the word you should use.
Yes. I've understood better, how close to bring even my friends and, what things I can share with them, and I'm fortunate enough that I was one of the first of my friend groups.
You were the first
I was
among your friends to get married.
No, there was another one. So I was amongst the first. I was the second. Well, okay, in my specific friend group, then I was the first. And I think I had a privilege to kind of, just set the rhythm for us without a lot of external, because they had never been married. So how much can they really speak in our marriage? And yes, they were single, but I think I was in the point in my relationship, in my faith, that I was also looking for deeper relationship with Christ. So I think all those things just played their part in kind of keeping healthy boundaries between me and my friends. Not that we cut off all communication, but I don't remember consciously saying or having the issue of, we are mekuja sana. Let's put a boundary.
And I think that's a very funny subconscious thing, because the decision of from the very beginning to choose to mentally know how much people get involved, how much friends get involved, how much friends impact our marriage, I think was a very important thing. I think also I was going again. I look at the transition. I was going through a transition myself. I was going through a very dramatic transition. I was walking away from one type of life,
Yeah.
entering into the faith and all those things.
Yeah.
In the process, there are friends that fell off. Again, I went through the same thing as well. You get invited less, you get called less, because people calling you, they must factor in your transport. That's not really become a very
Your transport, your food.
your food is
Well,
it's just not there. So you and because of pride also, you're thinking, I
would
don't.
not let my friends consider my transport. and
Yes,
my
I'd
food.
rather just be busy.
You'd rather just find
You'd
an
just be
excuse.
busy.
I'm not available.
Yeah, it can't help. But here's the thing. The thing is that the balance, because I've seen this on an opposite scale, and the opposite scale we're thinking about is that generally, on a general note, you have got I mean, you've got very good friends.
Yeah.
On a general note, based on what I see. There are maybe things I don't know. But I'm looking at a couple whereby, because I've been on the other end of the stick, whereby I have a friend of mine who has gone, who's out. Maybe I met this friend of mine. We met, had coffee. Yeah, we had coffee, talked until like 9.
Yeah.
Then me, I'm heading back home. I'm coming home to tell you the stories of how my day was with this friend of mine. And him, after that, maybe goes off and goes into the pub and drinks. But he has told the wife that I'm with Victor.
Wow.
Yeah. And the wife thinks as long as he is with Victor, things are okay.
Yeah.
Then there are friends who, if the wife would hear he's with, she would not sleep at night. She's like, how are you with so and so? Now, those are the friends who in a marriage are tricky, because you find that, and some of us are hell bent on those friends. We have you have a chick who has a friend who maybe sleeps around, does not respect marriages. You have a friend maybe who's doing funny things outside there. You have a guy, maybe me, one of my guy friends, has got a chick down the road, has got all these things. And those are the friends now that when they're in a marriage, you find that they're hardest to remove. Because also in a weird way, they are the most loyal
Are they?
to themselves.
I can agree to that.
Yeah, but I don't know, because I'm trying to think about it. Like the friends that people struggle to shed off, the ones that really impact marriages. There are those ones who come outwardly have got very bad manners, who outwardly misbehave and are known
Bad
to be
intentions.
bad intentions.
Yeah.
And you look at them, and I had a lady in my office, a couple in my office, where this guy was telling me, my wife's friend hit on me.
Yeah.
And we have people have those kind of friends. We have a case where someone is saying, someone in my bridal team,
Yeah.
decided
Hit on my-
to hit on my husband. There's that aspect of friendship. Then there is the other type of friend now who is quiet, not loud in the marriage as you'd want them to be. They are not destructive by their habits, but they're destructive with their undertones. They're destructive with their words. Yeah. They come into the marriage and they're like, okay, so your husband is late today. Yeah.
They just plant that seed of,
Are you sure he's at church?
yeah.
I saw him talking to Pastor so and so. Are they really just?
How much are you paying in this place?
Yeah. Those ones now who enter the marriage and they are easily trusted, but they are a menace. Now, those are the two groups, but in my view, primarily before we go to the deep end, because you're about to go to the deep end, that mess a marriage. And I don't know how How does someone see that? Like now, as a lady, how do you see such a person? Because I would expect you to check your friend.
Yeah, definitely. I would not expect you to, confront my friends about any issue. I am best placed to be, telling my friends, this does not concern you. This is a marriage issue, and I would expect you to just stay in your league and let us resolve this. But I feel like maybe having single friends who don't understand the dynamics of marriage. Those two groups that you've talked about. I kind of just thought, looking at the micro level, which kinds of people would fall into those groups. I would say, single people who are maybe still in the journey. I'm just looking at how my process was. How comes you can't come out? We're going here. Why aren't you joining us? Why is all this change happening? You've changed so much. Yet they don't understand fully. Of course, she's married, but they don't understand fully the transition that we've had to make as a married couple. And I feel that as you're in the marriage, as you've made that commitment, be very aware that not all your single friends understand what has happened in your life. And not all of them will be happy and celebrate. They'll come to the wedding, they'll hug you, give you gifts.
I don't talk about spiritual feathers for marriage.
Yeah.
Watch out for that one.
Watch out for that one. They'll celebrate you, but really maybe deep down they're not happy that you made that transition. So that would be one group that I would be very wary of. The other one for me would be male friends to a female, or female friends to a male partner in a marriage. Those are also red flags. I don't know if I'm comfortable with you spending time with your female best friend. You've known each other 20 plus years. And she just understands me. She gets me. We're doing
Then
business
you go marry
together.
them. That's something I don't really get. Anyway, continue.
Yeah.
Sorry, I went.
No, go on.
You have a point.
Yeah.
Because I mean it's something that of course wanted us to look at. But I'm just coming back before I go there.
Yeah.
Because as you're saying, having friends who don't understand the transition you've gone through. But again, we have got friends we have who are married, who are also envious.
True.
And as you've said, I cannot check your friends for you because I believe that there are boundaries in marriage. And I believe that the primary boundary in marriage, number one, is that as much as I ought to know all your friends, I need to know all your friends. I know you have a friend called this, a friend called this, a friend called this, a friend. I need to know all your friends, first of all, those you consider your friends.
Yeah.
In marriage, that's rule number one. That first of all, the friends are on the table. This is my friend, this is my
they're
friend.
those friends that you just bump into in the middle of the street.
No, there are coincidences in your life. Then they are
Are
friends.
there coincidences?
Yeah, those ones that okay, fine. Hi, how you? I knew you in class too,
Yeah.
but you don't talk.
Yeah.
But I'm saying this. Those who I call my friends, who I know, if I'm going for a birthday, I'm going for a birthday at so and so's house, or so and so. Those are the ones now whereby we need to. At times we that also go under the radar. As you said, there are those who are single, who are not married, and so you're a married woman or you're a married man, and I'm hanging out with single guys.
Yeah.
There's a problem. The problem is not because they're single. Their problem is that if I am not grounded that I'm married, then they're going to drag me back to bachelordom.
Yeah.
That's when you find a married man is spending time in a bachelor pad. Now, a bachelor pad doesn't have rules. I've been in a bachelor pad. I had a bachelor pad at some point before Jesus. And a bachelor pad has got its own rules. Yes. And the rules of bachelor pad. And what happens, a bachelor pad is like Vegas.
Okay.
Yeah.
What happens
happens there stays there.
Okay.
So imagine if I tell you that I'm not coming home or I'm late, but I'm
Yeah.
at my single friend's house and he's having a party or something. A lot of rules go.
Red flag, yeah.
There is that part whereby find this person is hanging out with people who have. I'm not saying single people are bad.
No, they're not.
But I'm saying there are those who don't respect that you're married. There are those who don't respect that you're in a marriage. And especially you find that also when there's a bit of disconnect, whereby you also have to examine the age. That's something else people don't look at, is the age. whereby you find that this man or this woman is 45 years old,
Yeah.
and the friend they hang out with is 24,
Wow.
and they are single. You see what I'm dealing with? A 24-year-old man is there are different things in life. We're in a very different place. This is a person who should be coming to me for mentorship, not me going to their house to run away. There's a problem.
There's a big problem there.
Those are the first gaps. Then now we have got our friends who are married, but their marriages are not working. Or they got married because you married the person they wanted to marry. Yes, I've said it.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
That's one I've never thought of.
Yes, yes, yes.
It's good we didn't have
Yes, yes.
same friend circles.
So they are there, but they're looking at you have the one that got away.
Wow.
And I don't know why you're married. You married. So they married, yes, to show that they have moved on. But in truth, they are an opportunity in waiting.
Lord.
That's
That's
the right
an
word.
opportunity in waiting
Or an opportunity.
for the rest of the marriage
Yeah.
and the friendship life.
Yes.
Honestly.
And they are there. And there are those who even now come to your marriage and begin to speak into your marriage. And when your husband comes home, he tells you this, don't answer him like this, don't allow this in your house, don't allow this. There are those ones who come in also as counselors and they are banning the marriages.
Yeah, I mean, they don't even have to be in the space where they're counseling. It's just those comments that, some friends can make, like, in my marriage, I cannot let a man A, B, C, D, da, da, da.
Oh,
In my
go for
marriage,
that, yeah.
I will not, da, da, da. It's just those, how they are in their marriage. And that can also influence the atmosphere and the perspective that we have about our marriage. Why? Because we trust our friends, We've known them for God knows how many years. They've seen us in our lowest. Some of our friends know things that maybe our partner does not even know. So
That's a crisis. But
that's a crisis.
Mhm.
Yeah. So they're forever holding the lens of seeing you in your raw state, right? They can't take that you've changed, that you've matured, that you've gotten married. They just see you as that clubbing boy or clubbing girl, and that's what we do. That's what we always do. So why are we talking about this? What is this marriage thing? How are we making this marriage come between our friendship? And I think those are the friendships that we really need to be like, something has changed. And I need to sit down with my friends and really take them through the process of, it's not that I hate you. It's not that, I don't want to spend time with you guys.
You did know that?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
But I'm
That's
thinking that would be the logical thing to do if I was faced with a friend who would just not let me transition and is always seeing me as the young girl who used to do silly things with them in the past.
I personally think that's not a friend. I've got a very hard line when it comes to some of these things. Because I first of all believe this. When I was going through my transitions and I'd quit drinking, I remember. And I had a group of friends who were very keen not to believe that I'd quit drinking, I'd given my life to Jesus.
Yeah.
And they wanted me to go out and they wanted to take me to a place and bring alcohol and bring girls and see will I be able to survive it. There's a group
who wanted to press the boundaries.
Yeah, and see, have you really changed?
Yeah.
But I had a friend of mine who pulled me aside and told me, you have changed. I told him, yes, I have stopped drinking and I've given my life to Jesus. And we were in town. Yes. In town at a bus stop, can't forget.
Yeah.
And he gave me a hug
Wow.
and told me, I'm happy for you. I am happy for you. And he respected my choices all through. All through my journey, every time we meet him, let's meet at Java. Let's meet at Java, At times, even when they're planning things, maybe they're funny things, they're planning something, they're having a bachelor party and they want to go to those places, they will not tell me about it. He will not tell me. And they tell me, no, you tell me, you changed. I can't tell you these things. These are things that we talk about, we cannot tell you. And I didn't feel bad because he respected my transition. The time I was with them somewhere for a function, I remember it came to a point, it's the middle of the night, and now it was now people were about to now get into the matters.
Yeah.
The other matters.
Yeah.
And when became told me, by the way, and we weren't married then. I think we were still dating then. I didn't have a car. I didn't have a way out of that. And told me, now, let me do this. Let me drop you. Because where the party has reached now, it's not a place you should be. Let me drop you. You get?
Yeah.
Now, I'm saying that because a genuine friend, first of all, looks out and thinks there's been a transition. And a true friend examines to see what are the changes in my friend's life that I need to note. Now, what I need to look for in my friend's life is the red flags. What are the red flags? If I look at you and I think, okay, Hayes, you came and you have a black eye. Something's up. Something wrong. I look at you, okay, now she's come here, she's crying every day, her eyes are red. Something is not right.
Yeah, she's looking haggard.
She's looking haggard.
Sad,
Things are not working.
Yeah.
But now, the problem that is there is that we have got people who work on a kibelembele. Friends who have a level of kibelembele. They want to enter into your life and everything. And one of the things that we did very well from the very beginning is that we don't talk about our marriage.
Yeah.
That we don't do. We don't talk about our marriage to our friends. We don't talk about our marriage.
I mean, the superficial things,
Yeah.
But really
the good things, we went to Dubai, such things. Those ones increase my mileage. But but I'm saying that if you look at it, we are with you at a family meeting where people never even knew that there were times when we were struggling to pay rent.
Yeah.
We were struggling to, we didn't have money for food on the table, all those things. They never knew. We had a silent code, which we still have to this day, whereby we don't talk about our marriage unless it is something that is to edify. Yeah, and it's testimony kind of. But we don't talk about it, which I think in a way gave room for also our friends to respect our marriage because we didn't bring the marriage to the table. The mistake people make is they make their marriage a public affair.
It cannot be.
Yeah.
It can never be a public affair. And I like that point because as you were talking, I was just thinking that the onus is on me as the married person to guard my marriage.
Yes.
The onus is not on my friends. So when I'm in the company of my friends, I have to be a certain way because I'm the one who's married. And I would expect them to be them because they're not. I'm just thinking back to when we initially got married and you said something about the age factor. I mean, we got married really young. And maybe at that stage, my friends are still maturing to understand, this is a marriage and, the rules of engagement are just totally different. So you can give a bit of leeway, there's just trying to figure out what is this huge thing that's happened in my friend's life and how can I still be in their life without draining the marriage. But that onus is on me always to ensure that they're not in places they should not be in the marriage and to ensure that they're not draining the time of the marriage, the passion of the marriage, the atmosphere of the marriage. It's up to me to guard my marriage, and I should never put that onus on my friends.
Yeah, and I just want to add something else. I don't know. This is again very different. I thank God. I don't know how we stumbled onto this, but we talked about something. Information.
Yeah.
Information is power. Our first episode in marriage, we talked about friendship, but I'm thinking about this, that things that our friends know. That's something else also that happens in marriage, whereby you are literally going to spend your life with this person. Point one, your life.
Yes.
Point two, you're going to share oxygen, carbon dioxide, and other natural gases with them.
Okay.
Yeah, I said it.
But why? Oh my God.
But it's a fact. It's a fact.
What are these natural?
Natural gases.
Okay.
Yeah.
Focus.
There's all those things.
Yes.
There's all those things. Pilau and all those things. Therefore,
Oh my God.
number three, you are going to share your body with them. They are going to have the privilege.
Yeah.
God willing, as it should be, for the rest of your life, they're going to have the privilege of access to your body in a way no one else should access it. Yes. They will be able to share with you the privacy of your most privacy.
Yes. Are we on the same topic? Amma, we've jumped, we've changed.
No, we're still on the same
Versus-
topic.
okay.
Oh, yes.
Just checking,
I'm
just checking.
We have not gone to the other
Okay.
one. The other one, we have to
We're
be.
coming, it's coming.
Yeah, we have to have drunk some yogurt. We are born again. These things we talk about in heaven. Now, so I'm thinking that, but there are things that our friends know. That there's a friend of mine who knows a few things about me.
Yeah.
That my spouse does not know. And in the marriage, this is a friend now. You see, we've talked about the other funny seeds. But now they have like a friend here who is
Holding some cards.
Holding some cards because she knows you or he knows me better than, we grew up together and there are things, they know so there are secrets about you that someone else knows in the marriage and is not known by your spouse. And I'm trying to think about the strength a third party can have in a marriage, because a third party is holding a secret in the marriage and they are valuable to the marriage.
Wow.
They are valuable. That I am
Could
married.
rock the core of the marriage.
Oh, and these friends are normally defended with life.
Wow.
They are defended with life. This is my friend. We grew up together. She's my sister. He's my boy. We grew up together. This person holds a level of real estate in the marriage that the spouse does not have.
Wow.
And I look at that paradox to me, I think it's absolutely silly, because you have got someone who you'll have children together. All those things that marriage does, the things I've said, I don't have to repeat again. I don't know. What's your view, because I realize that one thing that we tried to do in our marriage from the very beginning was to ensure that whatever we shared was exclusive between us. There was no third party who had more exclusivity.
Yes.
That we had the level of exclusivity in terms of data, information, deep dark secrets.
Yeah.
All those things are within the two of us.
Yeah. I think I don't know how I was able to do. I just thank God, because like I said, I'm a very private person. So coming into my space is like, you feel like you're in, but you're really not. But I had to come to a space with you where I just had to be fully transparent. And I thank God for that grace, for that strength to just lay out the ugly in my life. Like the deepest, darkest, filthiest that I thought was filthy at the time. And just be like, this is the person that you're going to marry. Are you sure you still want to walk, this road? And I remember certain things that I told you and you were like, what?
Lord, did you say?
You had this straight look on your face, but I know inside you're just like, oh boy, what have I got myself into? But I had to put everything down so that you had my whole essence. Like, you just knew every single thing about me. And no one else, I didn't share any secret with anyone out there that I did not share with you. So that puts you on the same level already as all these friends that I've gone through experiences with. We've known each other 15 years, but you having all this key data puts you guys on the same level. Now, as we go into the marriage, we're growing, more memories, more secrets, more confidentiality, more privacy. Like, we're building on the foundation already. You've already caught up with my friends. And then now in the marriage, we're just growing stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger together. So for me, I think that was really important to kind of to put you on the same, maybe we were dating for 3 years. How much do you really know about me?
You see, now that's the thing about getting married, because you're saying you're dating for a short while.
Yeah.
How much do you know about the person? You know as much as they tell you.
They tell you.
With their friends, my friends we grew up with are part of the story. I never had the burden or the responsibility to tell my friends, by the way, this is what I did, or this what. No, I didn't have that. They were part of the experience.
You did them together.
We did them together, so we were there together. So it's our story, we meet together, and my friend will give the story, his side of the story. I'll give myself the story, but it's the same story. But in a marriage, I know as much as you allow me to know. And that is a powerful thing about marriage, is that I know as much as you allow me to know, and you know as much as I allow you to know.
Yeah.
Now, if I don't allow you, but I say I have got a friend of mine who is my friend, that now when you have a problem in marriage, which I find is a crisis, is that you go to my friend, to talk to me. I think that such people should be jailed. Because it shows that the very core of the marriage, the substratum, has a problem. We went through a few difficult times in our marriage. And one of the things that was easy in that time was that the person who could easily get through to you and the person who could easily get through to me was us.
Yeah.
There was no one else who had that level of access
Access.
and that level of trust that would think, okay, now let me go talk to this friend of yours to come on. Even our parents did not have or don't have that kind of privilege. I'm sorry, we love our parents, but I'm just saying. Last week we did in-laws, we said good things about you. Now, so if you look at that, that's the other downshot is that you find that friend whereby you find that it's easier for a married person to say, I could not access my wife, so I decided to call her friend to tell her. So now you have a friend who knows the dirty details about your marriage. And maybe this is the person who goes for fasting for your marriage to end.
Yeah, and they are there.
Oh,
They are
there
there.
are many.
They are
They are
there.
fasting.
They are
Yeah.
there. Yeah, and it's unfortunate that sometimes it's your closest person, the person that you've known the longest, that you call your closest friend, and still at the end of the day they're going behind your back and doing things against your marriage. I mean, we've seen it. We know live situations that are currently happening. Wow. And I think in the marriage, it's really important for us then to define together, how far we want our friends to come in. It's something that we don't really talk about. I think like, oh, these are my friends. This is Nancy. This is Grace. This is who. It's like, we went to uni together, but we don't really sit down and define the boundaries of how close our friends should come in, how much time I should spend, at the club with my boys, in this week, I'm planning a nice meal, but you're out with the boys playing golf. How can a couple just come together and define those boundaries? Is it even important, or is it something that just happened? For us, it's like it just
It happened.
But if it was different, if our situation was different, I don't know.
I always like marriage should be like a casino. Yeah. The house always wins. So the first thing is, I think we go back to the very basic, which is, are we friends?
Yeah.
Is our friendship working? I think that's because I know if I sit with the other couples, if we are with the other couple and we talk, and we talk about marriage, at times we talk about marriage and talk about our journey, but we talk about experiences that we know we are okay talking about openly, and we are talking about these things to edify. There are things that are common in a marriage. There are things that are a bit common to almost common to every couple, Oh, my husband came and left socks on the floor. Oh, okay, I was waiting for my wife. She took 3 hours to get ready. Those are normal marriage stories that are everywhere. But there are other stories that now you have to go back and begin to close the door a bit. You don't start talking about intimacy. You don't talk about, now we know the last time this happened, it was a leap year. There are things now that are bound in therapy. And if the couple can talk about it, they're taken into therapy. Because as you're saying now, is the couple to go back and think that, do I believe that my spouse has my back? And that's why friends interfere with the marriage, because we all want friendship and we run to other people, we run to other friends, and we value them more. And marriage works when a married couple enter into a marriage and they agree subconsciously, a decision by both of them, it's a subconscious one. Maybe that's the privilege you had, is that it was subconscious, because in a marriage you find that I have not made a subconscious choice. You have made a subconscious choice that we are getting married, and I'm getting to a marriage, I want my marriage to work. And then I'm thinking, no, my boys are part of it. So over time, 5 years, 10 years over time, you'll go through a period, you'll raise the kids by yourself, look at them, do homework. Then the last one turns 16 and they are off to boarding school. Then suddenly what happens? Now you're out. Now the chamas begin to pick. The chamas are now picking. Now you are all over the place. Why? It's because when you had made the subconscious choice, I did not make it with you. So a couple must make a subconscious decision that, by the way, we are number one.
I have a question for you.
7 marks.
Is it okay for my friend to have your number and to call you?
Why?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe there's an emergency
That involves you.
that involves me, or they're setting up something to surprise me. I don't know. Is it okay for me to share your contacts? Like my friends actively can just pick up the phone and call you
Randomly.
Oh, I have these questions.
No, I'm trying to answer.
Randomly, it's a number that's on their phone.
Because, well, why I'm saying this?
Because we're just looking at the boundaries. Like how can we set up boundaries so it's not like you're keeping, like, this is my marriage and I don't want any of you close to it. But how tight should it be?
It should be almost too tight. Yeah, but an envelope can't enter. Yeah, that's how tight it should be. I personally believe that there's no problem if my friend has your number. There's no problem. You see, there may be a time when they are unable to reach me, and maybe Jesus is calling. And so my friend decides to call you and be, okay, by the way, I am looking for your husband.
Yeah.
Is he there?
Yes.
Yes. Is he
there?
I am looking for your husband. You hear what I've said?
Yes.
I am looking for your man. Not hi Hayes. Yes. Then we start having calls.
Conversation.
Yes. Now we are talking with you until midnight. Yes. So there's a part whereby now if my guy friends are calling you and they are calling you randomly, there is no place where you are meeting. There's nothing that is joining you. The only thing joining us, the substratum, is that you are
Married.
But we are married. That's it. That you are a relationship that my friend knew through me. You're not an existing relationship.
Yeah.
They knew you through me. Then he's just calling you at 5. I had to shoot him.
You shoot it.
I had to shoot him on site.
Wow.
If
Then
he survives, I
he
shoot again.
survived.
Because already there's a breach.
Yeah.
This is a person who has very funny motives. The only reason why my friend should be calling you is because my friend is looking for me, cannot find me, and they call it by the I'm looking for your husband. Where is he? Oh, his phone is off. I'll tell him to call you back. Please tell him to call me back. It's urgent.
Period.
Point 1. Point number 2 is that if they are planning, my friends want to surprise me. Yes. Number 1, I think I'm too old for surprises. I don't want to be surprised. Yes. Too many battles in life. Surprise are not that much. I don't need to celebrate that. If they want to surprise me,
Yeah.
the first thing that they should do is, if they want to involve you, is to call you and ask you, do you want to be a part of it? Now, if you say yes, you want to be a part of it, then you as my wife determine the capacity to which you are a part of.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hopefully, the friend that has called has a wife that I can coordinate.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I have to be wise. I always have to be wise in this
Yes,
situation.
you go to that's actually now now the wife of that friend says, okay, now let me coordinate with your wife. And how to know how much you're coming in. Are you just dropping me there? Is your work to ensure I'm busy? Is your work to ensure that I happen to be at that place at that time? What is your role? But not that extent whereby now you are talking to my friend until your time that my friend can text you, or you can call my friend and be, hey, Victor has stressed me today. Because of why?
Yeah, actually, I mean, I feel that, I don't know if men do the same thing, but women sometimes rely a lot on their friends to vent about an issue in the marriage. You know, maybe you can't talk to your mom about it, you can't talk to an auntie about it. You just trust this friend, and you call her the minute, you know, things are not working out, you had an argument with your partner, and this is the first person you're calling and you're saying, this happened and I'm upset and he did this and we're not able to resolve it. Is it wrong for me to just pick up the phone call and vent to my friend when there's an issue in our marriage?
The problem is, after you vent, how do you unvent?
When we make up, how do I fix
Yeah,
it
how
up?
do you, you have gone through an hour of calling me an empty head, a mosquito brain, everything possible you can call me. You finish that for 1 hour. Then after all that is done, you reconcile with me. Then I appear to see this friend of yours. Over time, you're pushing your friend to a place where your friend becomes the enemy of the marriage.
Yeah.
And now your friend will try to think how they can fix the marriage. Then one time your friend will ask me out for lunch.
It's true.
Then when we sit for lunch to talk about you,
Yes.
your friend realizes that I am a man sent by God.
Yes.
And she realizes you don't
I
know
can see the whole
yes, the
trajectory.
blessing you have. God blessed you with a great man.
Oh, Lord.
And another one bites the dust.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's pretty. I also think that a friend who respects their boundaries will tell you, I think you need to call a therapist.
Yeah.
Yeah, just go therapy. I have a number. Call this number. Let me book an appointment for you. Let me even pay for you counseling. Go for counseling.
Yeah.
To pull themselves out. Friends who respect themselves will pull themselves out very
Yeah, I
quickly.
think sometimes we're very quick to want to know what is happening inside that marriage. It's none of your business. Please, when you have your own thing, just focus on it and let us focus on our own journey, because sometimes we don't even have the capacity, like where two people are sharing a pillow, two people are sharing a bed.
And
I have
natural
to be
gases.
Jesus
Yes.
to resolve issues between them. So your friends are not Jesus. There's no solution that's coming from your friend to fix your marriage. Literally, we have to fix it ourselves. And when we can't, let's seek a professional.
Yeah.
Let's seek our parents.
No.
I was waiting for that.
Oh, bad idea. Terrible
Let's
idea.
seek a neutral
A
party.
neutral person. No,
Who
no.
can be objective in
Yes.
seeing the marriage from a neutral perspective.
No parents, no elders,
parents, no elders,
council of
no
elders,
uncles, no aunties.
nothing of the sort. No, it's good to contain, because, as you said, that's the boundary that people begin to break. I've dealt with many cases, and these things are not happening in soap operas only. They're happening a lot.
Yeah.
Best maid slept with the husband of the lady who was getting married. The best man slept with the wife of so and so. Why? It's because they could call each other. Yeah. And that is where it begins to become a breach, because there has to be a level of respect at the end of it all. And something else which I believe strongly is that in a marriage, there's no secret friend.
Yeah.
Any friend coming into a marriage should be a friend that the couple must agree is a friend. You cannot have secret friends in the marriage. You can't have a friend that this is a hidden friend.
Yeah.
This is a hidden friend. A friend who your partner cannot know or your partner is not comfortable with, that friend is not worth the marriage.
Wow.
And that's a mistake couples make. That friend is not worth the marriage. And I see people defending their friends to the expense of their marriage. I believe that if a friend is in a marriage and this friend the marriage has a problem with this friend, that friend should be let go. And if they're your friend, they'll tell you, by the way, I'm not married to you.
Yeah.
And this is where we bring in the other dynamo of friends of the opposite sex.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
Because this is one of the biggest undoings of marriages also, whereby I am allowing you, or you are allowing me to go for dinner with my friend we grew up with, who has flown in from the US. Yes, she's like my sister. We are going to meet and eat nyama choma at Carnival.
Red flag.
Yes,
red flag.
at my and we grew up. This is my good friend. No, she's like my sister.
Sirens are going off in my head.
Yes. If she's like your sister, she'll come home for dinner.
Yeah.
And meet my wife.
Exactly.
Yes, if she's like my sister.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But she's not like your sister, and you know it. That's why you're going to Carnival at night.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think one of the key things that we did very early was to agree. I don't know how it is with ladies when it comes to guy friends, because now the funny thing is that I have had this so much more with ladies than with guys, about a guy friend who understands, who hears, who gets it.
Yeah, I think it's a very thin line. It's a very thin line. But for me, being in the marriage, I came to a place where it clicked, and we talked about it. Like, you might be saying, oh, you're lonely, you're not getting someone who understands your journey, who understands you, but that's what your friend in marriage is supposed to be. The friend who you can call at any time, the friend who you can vent to even about the marriage, is supposed to be the person that you're with and not an external party. And I understood this later in the marriage, if you remember. I understood this later in the marriage, that I was looking for, that best friend outside the marriage, which didn't really make sense, because, the schedules get crazy, you're both growing differently, a lot is happening in the marriage, and sometimes you're like, okay, there's a lot of pressure that's happening here. Maybe my other friend can be a shoulder to lean on or a fresh perspective. But it's never the case. My first point of contact, my true friend, has to be my partner in the marriage. He is the only one who would understand me, or should, because there's those people who just don't have the capacity. So I think it's really important in our marriages for us to build our own capacity to be the friend of our partner, and just keep that friendship, that open communication, get rid of resentment very quickly, forgive as soon as an offense happens, like those basic things that we're taught and we kind of forget when we're going through the throes of marriage. So that at the end of the day, when I need a friend, it's you that I think of first. And I think that as we've grown in the marriage, I've grown to appreciate that more. That really, I don't have a friend out there. You are my friend. I'll ask you, what color of shoes shall I get? I drag you into my awkward things, and you oblige, which is great.
It's supposed to be that way.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to be actually. Because as you're saying that, I'm thinking about it and just looking at it with a bird's eye view. You've talked about that, of course. There's that part. That's a very well-rounded point about the marriage. The friendship should be in the marriage first. But whenever it comes to friends, especially friends of the opposite sex, many people don't understand that is normally a bomb waiting to explode, especially if you have a friend of the opposite sex that is exclusive. Exclusive means this. It means that this friend I have of the opposite sex is my friend. And not our friend. Now, because when I get married, the first thing that happens is I need to abandon all my female friends, number one.
Amen.
Assassinate all of them, they will finish. Yes. When I finish all of them first, then I come to the marriage now. We begin now to sift and see the ones who have been able to respect you first as my wife. Now, what I look at is what? And I'm talking to anyone who's even married now. The first thing I look at is this. I look at this female friend of mine. Two things. One, the ability to respect that now I'm a married man.
Yep.
I'm not as available as I used to be.
Yep.
I am not as available as I used to be. I'm saying it the second time. And I'm not as available as I used to be that time. Then number two is, is this friend going out of her way? Because they value our friendship and they respect my marriage, that they'll go out of their way also to try and build an independent relationship with you. Because if you are really my friend, the first thing you think, and you value my friendship, the first thing you'll understand is that there's a new sheriff in town. You see?
Yeah.
And if I have nothing to hide, I'll hide nothing.
Yeah.
So automatically, I will not feel awkward when I meet you at the supermarket. No.
This is my wife.
Yeah. Because there's nothing. I am not interested in this person that way. I don't want you in that particular way. And I have made it very clear. Even your partner has had the chance to meet me, to talk to me, to even gauge me.
Yeah.
Aniangalie vile na kuangalia na macho za jioni, anaona this how they're looking at me, nini. All those things that people tend to forget. And it's the thing that we tend to kind of ignore whenever we're dealing with friends of the opposite sex, because they are normally a time bomb. They are normally a time bomb, especially exclusive ones.
What would you say about third parties of the opposite sex who are in the life of your partner that they can't get rid of? Maybe they work together. Maybe it's their boss. Maybe it's their business partner. Maybe it's their, I don't know, a man who guarantees their loan at the office. What about those engagements that you can't completely cut off?
But you can reduce them to 2%.
How so?
You can turn off the gas. Yeah. Because I'm thinking that if I'm in, I thank God for your work. But I'm thinking that if at all you're working for where I work, but think that if at all I'm working in a corporate space, and I'm working in a corporate space, and there's a guy in the office who we have been close together, have been working together, blah blah blah, or maybe there's a chick I've been working with them, there's a chick I've been working with you, I've been hanging out, we are doing things together, blah blah. We have been so close, we go for drinks together, we laugh, all those things. At the end of the day, we all know. But when you are two single people, hanging out a lot, joking. I'm dating, she's dating someone else. I'm dating. At some point, those roads meet.
Yeah.
At some point, they crisscross. The world makes them crisscross. At some point, she'll be single, I'll be single, and we will meet at a place, and the moon will be there. There'll be a mistletoe, and things will happen.
Yeah.
So, at the end of the day, roads do come and meet. That's the thing that people, there comes a place whereby I may be heartbroken, she may be heartbroken, and things, by the way, I've been looking for a boyfriend all through, and you're just here.
You've always been there.
Let's try, yeah. So, or maybe I get married, bring this person into the marriage. She's my colleague, we work together. She's just my friend from work, he's my friend from work, but we joke a lot, we've come from far, blah, blah, blah. At some point, I'll be down, and she'll be there. And that is when the roads meet.
Yeah.
So the first thing I do is, if this is a friend I used to go for lunch with, the two of us, every day after work, lunchtime we are walking together to the canteen to have lunch. The time that I get married, those lunches end.
It's cut off.
With immediate effect.
Cold turkey.
Cold turkey. Yes. Why? It's because now I am married. I'd rather carry food from home. Yes. I would rather take another guy. I tell him, let's be going for lunch together.
Yeah.
Or I start hanging out with the other old men in the company. If at all we used to talk, maybe we talk about business, and we are cracking jokes, and we would talk until midnight. No, now I know, let us be work focused. We're task oriented. Then you look at the person, are they respecting my family? Are they respecting my spouse? Are they respecting my house?
The problem is when a partner does not respect their own marriage or respect their spouse. So it's easy for them now to get into those compromising situations with external parties.
Yeah. I also remember we talked about this many years ago. That if there's anything you are hiding in a conversation with someone of the opposite sex, automatically that's no longer your friend.
Yeah.
Don't lie to the world. Don't lie to the world. Just sit and say, this is a person of interest.
What is a person of interest?
A person of interest is a person I am looking
Could
at.
be anyone.
Yeah, but because I am married, I cannot say that I'm attracted to them, but I want them because I'm a married person, but they are a person of interest. So I have to conceal. Once you find that it's not a friend that I can come and, but this is my friend. This is a person I met at work. This is a person that I met at church. This is a person I met at this place. This is my wife. If you buzz, okay, buzz. A person who I can talk to and you're here.
Yeah.
You can talk to and I'm there because there's nothing to hide.
Yeah.
But more often than not, you find that what? So the phone call, people want to hide under the table.
Yeah.
Answer the phone call in the toilet.
Yeah. I go back to the point I was making earlier that really the onus is on the person who's married, because even those who are married are kind of like pushing the boundaries as well. Yeah. So you find that, people are out there, both parties are married to someone else, yet there's still something that's happening there that should absolutely not be happening. So me as a married person, I need to be in the position always to be like, this is the boundary and you cannot come into this space. The onus should never be on the other person, married or not.
It should be on the married person. That's
who
a good one.
Who respects their marriage.
Because you must tone it down, and it must be toned down. Those ones, it's a mistake couples are making. And the mistake couples make is that we are just friends. But if your partner is smelling a rat, there's a 90% chance, if it's not a rat, it's a big rat. But there's a rat. And one thing that has been important, I think, in our marriage has been calling friendships out. Calling a friendship out. That I'm not comfortable with this particular friendship.
Yes.
I'm not comfortable with this.
I think we've had moments. I mean, we need to trust each other that you've been a man all your life. I've been a woman all my life. When I see a woman talking to you a certain way, looking at you a certain way, there have been many.
Okay. We are not doing that show. That is not a show we are doing.
When the siren's already going in my head, I can already see, no. There's a way this chick is looking at you or talking to you that's definitely giving that vibe of, hey, I want this person. And I should also trust that you've been a man all your life. So you can see from a hello whether or not this man is interested in me. So I've come to amen to that. So I've come to that space where I'm not defensive of no, he just hugged me, or he just sent me a message, or he just greeted me. There's a certain way that you know someone wants your person. And there's a certain way you know your gender acts when they want a person. So we have to come into that space in marriage where we're like, I trust your judgment. And if you're telling me this person is someone who I should not be interacting with, then I will dial it down a lot.
I think what you said is a very powerful point. That because we become defensive when we are told, I think your relationship with so-and-so is inappropriate. No, we are just friends.
Yeah.
But no, as you've said, there's something you've seen. There's a way I've been looked at. And you're like, hapa deu jamana angaliwa. This one will be with this one by lunchtime. And it's just because he's being naive. Yeah, he's not seeing what I'm seeing. And I think that's a very powerful point of saying that, to trust your gender. What?
No, I need to tell you something after. I'll tell you.
Okay. So,
yeah, go on.
This might be a long one. We are not doing part of the show. So anyway, so the way someone looks, and this one is something that someone is looking at you in a particular way, and you see. And I've remembered, in the same breath of that whole being able to call out and say it's inappropriate or it's this. I think just having the wisdom to be like, okay, what do you see? Yeah. What do you see? Okay, what do you think I should do? At times also we forget to ask our partners that, what do you think I should do? Yeah. At times someone can say, okay, fine, this is a critical, we are about to close a particular business deal. What do I do? How do I handle this? But because I have knowledge now, how do I deal? I think having room for that conversation, I think, is extremely important for any marriage. Because at the end of the day, you didn't marry a stone. No. You married a person who someone else is looking at and they desire them. You didn't marry a stone. And at times, as much as you want your partner not to be desired by anyone, the bottom line is that you married an attractive person.
Amen.
And so I married an attractive person.
Amen to that. Me too.
Yes. So someone would look at you and be like, I think I am interested, or it's likely someone would look and desire. It's not like, okay, what did you see? I saw them smiling like this, and I think the way they were smiling, you have to be very careful with them. Or this person, don't do this. Someone told me once, I think a few years ago, I went for a function, I was meeting my new family, and there's a hug I was given.
Yeah.
I decided never again. I told my wife, that hug, I'm not being hugged by that person again. Also calling it out.
Yeah.
Calling and saying, this person shook my hand in a particular way. This person touched me in a particular way. I don't think they were okay.
Yeah.
Being open about it also protects the marriage as well. I think that's a very important thing as well that you've said, which I think is very good. Yes.
So any gems from today?
Marriage works at first place.
Yeah.
Don't drag in anyone else into the marriage. I think no matter the kind of friend, I think all friends should be secondary, third, or fourth to the marriage. Keep the marriage private. And friends of the opposite sex have to be defined.
Yeah.
In the marriage, slowly.
Very slowly.
Yes.
Meticulously. Fine tooth comb.
Yes. I don't, and I've always said this, I'm not a believer in meeting people of the opposite sex without my wife present. That one I don't believe. Yes. I don't believe meeting a female friend of the opposite sex without you there. In a restaurant, wherever it is. I don't believe that. And I believe it should be the norm in marriage. Business meetings should be done in business premises. In business hours.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's me, I think.
We can network from 4 to 5. We can. We don't have to make it like a 10 to 12. What networking?
We'll talk about 4 to 5 later. Anyway. Yes. So, yeah, that's my take home, I think. Marriage works at first place.
Yeah, my take home is that your best and your closest friend is your partner. And you should always strive to keep it that way. It will also help you keep the marriage first. When I was struggling with, I need a girlfriend to help me do A, B, C, D, E, F, I remembered that I have a man who loves me. and he's willing to do girl things for the most part.
Thank you for saying that part. Thank you. I saw my masculinity leave. I saw it going.
Yeah, I mean, it's just your willingness. Like, it's just your willingness to be there for me. And take me all these places, and and I consult you on weird things. I know sometimes you're like, no. Yeah, but I appreciate you for that. And I appreciate you for making it easy for me to really call you a friend. That's helped me just change the perspective and look into the marriage and not try and find friends outside of this thing that we have. So I'm grateful. So thank you for joining us today on Marriage Kindergarten. Like, subscribe, leave your comments down below, and make sure you join us next time. This has been Marriage Kindergarten, the ABCs of making it work.
I'm Victor Salamba.
And I'm Salamba.
See you next time.